Okay, hey guys, please get your history, I'm sorry, not history, get your science books out. We're going to be on page 15. We're going to do 1.5, and then you guys will end up doing comprehension check 1.5. Okay, we went through this in class today. It was pretty straightforward. Um, so let's get started. All right, 1.5, miniature monsters. Okay, guys, I want to start out again. Even though we're talking about this, you still have to read it, okay? I am not going to read it for you, but I will hit out the high points where I want you guys to go back and read the whole thing. It will really help you when you come and make it easier for you when you do comprehension check 1.5. Okay, good. So miniature monsters on 1.5. Okay, let's start with green plants. Okay, everything has to have food. We know that. I need food. Matter of fact, I'm pretty hungry right now. Everything needs food. But green plants, everything has to have food. God has provided a way for each of his creatures, to get the food it needs. For example, green plants, green plants such as goldenrods, they make their own food. Some animals, such as bees, feed on plants. Some animals feed on other plants. Here's what's kind of important, guys, okay? An animal that captures and feeds upon other animals is called a predator. Okay? Don't get confused with predator and prey, because a prey is an animal that, an animal that a predator eats is called its prey. So a predator is an animal that feeds upon another animal. That's a predator. Something that is fed upon is the prey of the predator. Okay, so make sure everyone understands that you guys understand that, and you don't get confused. Food chains. Oh man, food chains are great, but it's really awesome that we as humans, God put us at the top of the food chain. Food pyramid type thing. Okay, guys, what is it? A food chain is a series of plants and animals, each depending on the next for food. Okay, food chain almost always begins with the green plant. Okay, guys, of course, in our situation here, it's going to be the wonderful goldenrod. Okay, the goldenrod. A green plant is usually the starting point because it's the only green plants can make their own food. Yes, that's kind of cool. Okay, guys, here we go. Mimicries, colorful mimicries. Okay, I want to jump down to where monarch lookalikes. Man, this is pretty cool too. I mean, this is great. Monarch lookalikes. Okay, let's take for example the monarch butterfly. Look, when you're out there and about sometime, probably as we get closer to winter, the fall and stuff, you won't see them as much. Definitely in the spring, okay? Look for the lovely orange and black viceroy butterflies, okay? She resembles the bitter-tasting monarch butterfly so closely that birds usually leave her alone. Okay, scientists called her helpful disguise mimicry. Guys, this is awesome. Think about it. You're a predator now, and all of a sudden you see this butterfly that you want to eat, but then all of a sudden you remember, guess what? Last time you ate something that looked just like it, it tasted terrible. You didn't want it. It was a yucky, foul tasting, bitter, you name the stuff that you didn't like. It hurts you right back here in your mouth. Oh, it's not good. Guess what? From now on, that predator is not going to want to eat that thing, is it? Now, a monarch is beautiful. You know, it's orange and black. It's got these nice lines on it, the black lines and everything. But guess what? The viceroy butterfly looks just like them, but it doesn't taste bad. So the only thing it has in its defense is it looks just like the really yucky tasting monarch butterfly. So when a predator sees the viceroy butterfly, he's going to think automatically, ooh, I'm staying away from that thing. I don't want to taste it. Bad stuff. I think it's really awesome, okay? That is called a mimicry. Mimicry is a really cool disguise. It fools predators. It's kind of cool. It's really neat. Okay, as it says in here, The close resemblance of one plant or animal to another is called the mimicry. Mimicry is wonderful evidence that we have a wise and caring creator. Absolutely. That was, I mean, awesome. Awesome. Okay, you could tell the difference between monarchs and viceroys by looking at the hind wings. Okay, the hind wings. The viceroy has an extra black line across the middle of each of its hind wings. The viceroy is also slightly smaller. Okay, we know that. You guys now know that, and it's in the book. So anyone who reads this science book will know that as well. But do you think the predator is going to say, wait a minute, that viceroy butterfly, it's a little bit smaller than the monarch, so I'm going to go ahead and get it. Oh, wait a minute, there's an extra black line on it. No, guys, it doesn't. It is a wonderful disguise, and it fools it. That the predator that wants to eat that viceroy butterfly is not going to, because it doesn't want to taste that yucky, foul taste. Okay, hope I explained that very well, what a mimicry does, because it's a whole bunch of animals, butterflies, bees, flies, so forth, have this type of disguise. Okay, guys, I'm turning the page to 16. Okay, the viceroy adult dies before winter, but they also lay eggs and hatch into larvae that hibernate. Okay, larva butterflies and moths are called caterpillars. Larva is an immature insect that does not look like the adult. Guys, some of these terms are going to be very important. Okay, they're bold. I would recommend maybe take an extra note of these things. Hint, hint. Okay, because you're going to see a lot of these things again. Okay, a larva is an immature insect that does not look like the adult. That's going to be important later on, because there's going to be something, a small immature insect that does look like the adult, but that's not the larva. Okay, guys, I'm moving on a little bit. Monarchs have different ways. Monarch butterfly, the ones that don't taste very well, even though they look pretty, they have different ways of surviving the winter. What do? They migrate. They say, see you later, cold weather. And they head down to Mexico, or even a little farther south to Central America. Okay, what does migrate mean? I would recommend knowing this as well. It means move from one place to another with the changing of seasons. Right, they don't like cold weather. They say, see you later, and they get out of here. They go someplace where it's going to be warm for them. Okay, I'm moving on to bee mimicries. Okay, other mimicries that may fool you are the American hoverfly. And guys, you can kind of take a look at some of these pictures as I'm going through this as well. Okay, the American hoverfly, it looks very much like the yellow jacket. Yellow jackets will sting you, but the American hoverfly, it won't, because it's a fly. It's not going to sting you like the yellow jacket will, but it looks just like it. Okay, another great camouflage type design. Okay, the other one is a drone fly. It looks just like a honeybee. Guess what? Don't mess with the bees, but these other ones aren't going to hurt you too much. But the predator does not want to mess them, because it doesn't want to get stung either. Don't blame them. Okay, guys, please look at the top of page 16 on the right-hand side. Watch for these clues that the bee, quote unquote, you're watching is really a fly. Okay, go ahead and you can take your time and look through that when you want. Okay. When you see a bee hovering in midair like a hummingbird, you'll know that it is some kind of, how do I pronounce that? Okay, here we go. A sufid. Okay, a sufid. That's how you say that word, sufid fly. The larvae of these flies spend the winter hibernating in the soil. The larvae of flies are often called maggots. We see those a lot when you have some spoiled food or something, an animal that's killed on the side of the road. You'll see the maggots there. But larva maggots larva flies are also called maggots. The larva of a drone fly, the rat-tailed maggot, is especially curious. Okay, it hides in the mud or shallow puddles. But what it does, look at the little picture there. It sends up its long snorkel so it can breathe. That's kind of cool too, I think. Okay, guys, I am moving on to page 17. No, we're not going to go over what fly I am. please go ahead and read that as well. Okay, please go ahead and read that. I'm looking at bee killers. Wow, remember I just told you these things, they're, the predators don't want to mess with some bees so they get stung and get hurt. Well, guess what? There are things out there that kill bees. Let's talk about them. Okay, looking like a bee usually helps a fly, but when a predator that likes to eat bees come along, well, that poor fly has a problem as well. Because if the predator likes to eat bees, you think the one that looks like a bee is going to be safe? No, that one's going to get eaten as well. Okay, a robber fly called a bee killer. Okay, a bee killer, robber fly. It has no fear of honeybees or anything that resembles the honeybee. Why? Because it eats them. Kills them and eats them. As soon as the honeybee or dronefly comes along, the bee killer swoops down with its long legs, seizes its victim. Guys, a lot of times they do this in midair, and it's pretty cool. Okay? And then he sucks out the bee's body's juices and then throws the empty shell away. Throws the exoskeleton. I don't need that. I'm not going to eat it. So the killer bee gets rid of it. Okay, so let's move on. Did you know let's see. What do I want to talk about next? Okay, guys, I am not going... Okay, I'm turning the page to page 18 now. And I want to talk about a couple things. Look at the common shrew, the praying mantis, killer bee, honeybee, and copperhead. Okay? Go ahead and read the Private Investigator on your own. It'd be kind of cool if we were able to make some of these things. Just don't have room, guys. That's some of the constraints we have. Okay, for comprehension check CC, or comprehension check 1.5. Guys, I explained to the class today, you must do it the way I'm saying, okay? You have to do it the way I'm saying. If you don't, I'm going to take points away, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I really, really, really don't. So please pay attention. Comprehension check number 1 on 1.5, number 1, it says define. Okay, and there's several of them there. Here's how I want you to do it. Number 1, write the word caterpillar. Dash, define it. Give me the definition. Skip a line. Skip a line, skip a line, guys, okay? Food chain, dash, define it for me. Skip another line. That is larva, dash, the definition, okay? So on and so on, okay? Please do it that way. No other way. Number 2, why does almost every... Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, number 3, guys, it says 2. It says name 2 ways. Must give me both of them. Okay, must give me both of them. Number 4 is pretty self-explanatory. How can you tell the difference between that? Okay, guys, all you have to do is explain how one looks a little different than the other one. Okay, it's that simple. This one is not meant to be tricky, or do I have to explain this? No, just tell me about the monarch butterfly is different than the viceroy butterfly because of blah blah blah. It's that simple. Okay. And number 5, what is the protection of the American hoverfly and the dronefly? Okay, this one has 2 parts, guys. There's an and in there, okay? What is the protection of the American hoverfly? You can say the American hoverfly's protection is, give me it. And then the other part, this one has 2 parts, guys. The other part is, what is the protection of the dronefly? The protection of the dronefly is this. Okay, guys? I hope that explains things. That is it for science. Okay, this will be due on Monday. When I come in, guys, on Monday, I hope to have this. Okay? Now, guys, I also mentioned this in the last video. You do have a quiz in history. I know this is science, but you do have a quiz. I'm just giving you a reminder. You have a quiz in history on Monday. I will make that video for you guys on probably, I don't want to do it too early, but I'll probably do it Friday, okay? But you already have the answer. I mean, you already have the questions. In history, the quiz is over 2A, CC 2A, 2B, and 2C. It's in your book. You can go ahead and start reviewing for it now. All right, guys? All right, take care. Bye-bye.